Welcome. In this session, we are going to understand how we can create a WebView based application for Android. WebView is a control which is a view control that display web pages. This class is the basis upon which you can roll your own web browser or simply display some online content within your activity. So let's say we have a web page available online. We can use that web page to be displayed on our WebView control in our Android application. For example, we are going to take an application or a web application known as hackweather.in, and I'm going to make a web view for this website hackweather.in. So the URL which we have is http://www.hackweather.in. The content which is displayed on this URL will be displayed on my mobile phone with WebView control. To get started, I'm going to get started with my Android Studio. Using this Android Studio, I'm going to get started with a new Android Studio project. For this project, I'm going to give it a name. Let's say I can take any application name. It could be my website name. It could be any custom application which I want to define. So we are going to get started with a new project for Android. Name of the application which we are going to design is, let's say I'm going to call it as, it's a Hackweather app. Name of this application will be Hackweather app. And what next I would like to do, I would like to proceed towards next so that I can proceed towards application development. Once we are done with application name designing, the project will be created within Android projects Hackweather app, and now we can go to the next section. Once we click on next, we'll go to the next page wherein we have to decide form factor for the application for which we are designing our application. Once we are done with this, we have to select the form factor. At the moment, we want to design our application for a phone and tablet, and the minimum SDK on which I will be testing my application will be Gingerbread. So what next we'll do, we'll proceed to the next option. We'll proceed to the next page. Once we go to the next page, we have to select an activity, and at the moment, I would like to get started with no activity. I can create my custom Java activity, I can write a web view, and I can display the contents of web view in the contents of online URL in my web view. So let's get started with this. Let's get started with no activity. We can simply proceed to finish, and as soon as we enter, now we are going to get started with new project for Android Studio. Now, once your project has been loaded, you'll get tip of the day. You can remove that. You can go to project section on Android. You can simply go to app section. Within app section, now you can see that we have a manifest file, we have the application package, and we have a resource directory. But here we don't have any main activity created, neither we have a layout directory here in which we will have our XML file. So now what we are going to do, we are going to create a new activity. This activity will be a Java based activity. Within this, we are going to design WebView control using Java approach, and we are going to display online content of the URL hackweather.in on our WebView control. Now to do that, before that I would like to just view my manifest file, how it looks like, and you can see that at the moment there is no activity defined within my manifest file as well. So let's proceed to my package within Java directory, within which I want to create a Java file, and within this Java file I'm going to create my WebView control. To do this, let's right click here. Once we right click, we can go to new, we can proceed to activity, we can go to activity, and either we can start with blank activity or an empty activity. If I don't want to do this stuff, if I click on empty activity at the moment, XML file and Java file, both files will be created. But actually I don't want that. What I just want, there should be only Java file created, and that Java file will have my WebView control, and I'm going to display online content within that WebView. To do this, what we are going to do, let's say instead of creating a Java file, let's go to Java class and let's create a class only. I'm going to call this class as my main activity. I'm going to click on OK, and now a class main activity has been created. It is a simple class, it's not an activity at the moment. It will become an activity once we are going to extend features of activity into this class. So the default activity class is activity, which I can quickly extend to my main activity. And once we are done with this, This red color represents that we cannot access activity at the moment. So we have to import a package android.app in our current project. To do this, we are going to select this and press enter. And now you can see that automatically an import has been done and activity has been included. So at this moment you can see that my public class main activity is now converted into an activity, and it has all the features of activity available in it. Now what next I can do, as we are already aware, as we have seen in the previous session, that according to Android activity lifecycle, the very first method which gets executed is an onCreate method. So we are going to override an onCreate method here. So as soon as we override an onCreate method here, now you can see that we can simply click on the first option and onCreate method will be created for us. So within this onCreate method, now we are going to create our web view control. Now before proceeding to create a web view, if we refer to the URL on developer.android.com, you can quickly see that in order to create a view that displays web pages, you need to have permissions of internet available. In order to specify this permission, we proceed to Android manifest file and we are going to specify permissions for internet. Just before this application is being processed, we are going to specify permissions using the option users permission, and we have to specify name of the permission which we want to take. So we are going to simply search for internet permission, and as soon as we search for internet permission, we can simply click on this permission and we can press enter. So now internet permission has been added to my Android manifest file, and now my application will be able to communicate to the online content with this internet permissions. Once we are done, whatever activities you have created in your project has to be defined within this application content. So what we can simply do is, we can simply get started by defining an activity, and this will be my main activity which I have to define in my project. Apart from this, we have to do one more thing. Let's say we are going to close the activity, and between this content, I need an intent filter in order to make this main activity as a launcher activity. So for this, what I can do is I can make use of an intent filter, and within this intent filter, I have to create two things. One will be an action. This action will be a launcher action which I would like to create. This will be the main action, will be main. And with this one more action, we need one more thing in order to specify the launcher. Now we are going to create the category as well. So category will define that the application has this main activity, and this activity will be a launcher activity as well. So once you are going to install your application on a user's phone, using this action, we will define that compiler is going to execute current activity.main activity as my main activity, and icon of this activity and the name of this activity will be displayed as a launcher. So once you will click the launcher icon on the menu screen, let me just show you the phone here. So let's say if we are here on the menu screen, on this menu screen we have many applications available. Let's say if we are going to click on any of this application, which will be the first activity who has to start, this we are defining using these intent filters, and within this intent filter we have an action which is converting our main activity as a main, and the category of this activity will be a launcher activity, so that it will be displayed on the launcher as well. Okay, so now in case if we remove this and if we install this application on a phone, then the icon will not be displayed here on this launcher menu. Okay, even though your main activity is the main activity, if somebody is going to call your application, this main activity will be running, but it will not be displayed on the launcher. So this is the significance of this intent filter, and this is declaration of activity of your Android project into your APK file, and all these activities has to be listed, and the information of these activities will be given to package manager while installation. So once we are done with this, so now we'll switch back to our main activity. We have internet permissions available, we have declared our activity in manifest file. Now we have to create the web view. In order to create a web view, we have a class web view available, and let me just show you the reference of web view. So web view reference is available here, and here we have the public constructors using which we can construct a web view. So we can construct a new web view with a context object. We have to specify the context in which we want to create our web view. So context is actually an object of the class in which you want to create your web view control. So in this case, my main activity is the current context. So I'm going to create a web view control. I'm going to call it as WV. It's an object of web view class. I'm going to create a new instance of web view. This new instance is the constructor which I'm using. So using this constructor, I'm going to define some arguments, and the arguments will be the context. Context is actually reference of the activity within which you want to display this web view. So I want to display this web view within my main activity. So I'm going to use this keyword this, and this keyword refers to your main activity. Here you can see that the class is displayed in red color. That means you don't have this web view package imported. So what we can do is we can make use of Alt Enter, and we can auto import the package for web view in our class, in our project main activity. So as soon as we do Alt Enter, you can see that we get an option to import class. We can click on import class, and automatically web view from the WebKit package has been imported. So now we have the web view object created. Now using this web view object, what we can do more is, in case if the web application has some JavaScript content available, we can enable that JavaScript. So how we can enable that? We are going to use object of this web view. So the object is web view, and within this web view object, we have an option, we have a method, and name of the method is get settings. So using this get settings method, what we can quickly do is, let me just show you the help for get settings. So you can simply search for this. You can go to get settings. You can use control space in order to get help as well, and you can see that it says gets the web settings object used to control settings for this web view. So you can manage settings of this web view. So I'm going to get the settings, and using the settings object, now I can access other methods, and using this what I can do is I can set JavaScript enabled, I can get allow file access from URLs. I have many methods available. I can get block network image, you can do many stuff. So at the moment I want to enable the JavaScript. So in this enable JavaScript, you have to specify whether you want to enable it or not. So I would like to enable it. So I am going to say yes, enable the JavaScript within this web view. Once we are done with this, now we have to do the next step. This next step is to load a URL into this web view. This loading of the URL, what it will do, there is a method known as load URL. And once you execute this load URL, it does not return any value because it's a void method, and it takes a string argument. This string argument should be the URL of the web page which you want to display. So once we click on load URL here, we have to specify the URL. The URL will be, let's say I would like to use the URL hackweather.in. That's my website which I want to load within this web view, and we are done with loading the web view. Now what next I want is, once we are done with this, I'm going to run this application on my device. So let's play and let's run this application on the device. Now we are going to run our application on Motorola Moto G3. Let's click on OK, and I'm connected to my Motorola G3 device using Voyager VNC viewer. VNC is a virtual network computing application. I have installed Voyager in my mobile device, and you can download an extension for Voyager in your computer as well, and using that extension you can connect to the mobile device with the help of application which is installed in your phone. So now the Gradle build is running, and as soon as the Gradle build is completed, we are going to have our app. Now at the moment you can see that once we have loaded this, but there is nothing displayed on my application. This is because we have not set the content view of this mobile application, of this web view application. So what we have to do now is, whatever web view control we have created, we have to pass the object of this web view control into the method set content view, which is going to set the content view for my application. So I'm going to use this set content view method, which is already defined in activity class. We are going to pass the layout resource ID, or we can pass in the object of a view control as well. And web view actually is a view control. So what we can do is we can use any of these methods. Let's say I would like to pass in an object of a view type, so I can display WV. So now the content of our mobile device will be displayed and web view will be displayed in it. So let's just test the application quickly on our device. Gradle has been building. So now you can see that the application has been loaded, and this has been loaded on my web view. So let's say if I click on don't allow somewhere here, now I can use my application here. So I can go on any link, I can view my website. So if my website is a mobile responsive website, then the content will be loaded from internet and they will be displayed as an application. So let's say if I go back here, and if we go to the launcher again, and within this launcher, now we can see that we are going to search for Hackweda app, because the name of the application which we have set was Hackweda app. And now what next we are going to do, let me just search for the application and we are going to test the application again. Let's just proceed here. Now you can see that this is my application Hackweda app, in which I have created my web view. So once I will click on this location, launcher will call, launcher will load the website, and the website will be loaded on my machine. Now whatever the functionality of my website is, that website will actually work as an application within my mobile device. So I can, whatever the content of my mobile device is, let's say if I have a chat section on my mobile, I can click on it, I can continue chatting with someone whom I want to chat on that particular website. So once we press enter, the things are done in this way. So this is the web view control, using which, let's say we have sent a message, now people can reply us back. So whatever content you have on your website, you can quickly use the concepts of web view and you can display whatever content you have. Moreover, what you can do is the navigation which you have on your website will work exactly same. So what we can do is, let's say if we have scrolled down to something like a job title, or if you scroll down a little more, you will get the courses available on our website. So let's say if you go to this course, Node.js tutorial, if I have clicked on it, at the moment what it is saying is asking me to open that URL with Chrome or something. So what we can do is, in order to protect this part, we can make use of a new feature known as setting the web view client. We'll do that, how we can do that. So in this case, only the first page has been loaded into the web view. But now what I want is, I want all the navigation controls which I have designed here, all these navigation controls should work as an individual part of this application. So in order to do that, let's say if I am using the services, here he is redirecting to another page. So here Chrome is asking that if you want to open this page with Chrome, you can do that. But we actually don't want that, because we want to say that this application is displayed within the web view. So in order to update it, now what next we are going to do, we are going to set a new web view client for this. And in order to set a new web view client before loading the URL, what next we can do, we can simply use the object of web view. We can use to set a web view client. Now we can use new web view client, and within this web view client we are going to get some set of methods, and these methods will be on page started, on page ended. We can do that stuff. So once we are done with setting of this, we can modify some methods like on page started as well. So what we can do here is, let's say if we want to show some progress dialog, that if you are loading a web page and before loading that web page, if there is some time delay, for that time duration we'll get a progress dialog bar being displayed, and once the page has been loaded, progress dialog bar will dismiss away and you will be able to easily access your application. So this is one sample method which I have just created, but I am not using this method at the moment. What my interest was to set a web view client and to test the application to have the internal navigation system within the web view itself. So now I'm going to save it. I'm going to run this application again on my device. I'm going to click on OK. Once we do that, now the application will be built and will be tested on our device. The Gradle has started building. I would like to come out of the application at the moment. and then we'll see how internal navigation can be used within my application. Now, once our application has been loaded now what we can do is we can simply test our application. Let's say we'll go to a link here at the bottom of the web page, and here let's say we have some opportunities available for, let's say, Android application developer or some associate trainers. As soon as I've clicked on this particular link, now I will be redirected to the next web page. So in this way, now what you can do is you can quickly navigate into the internal links of your web application. So if your web application is mobile responsive, you will be easily able to handle your pages and your requests, and you can use your web view control as it is. So let's say now we can proceed to any of the specific links on the URL from this website. Let's say if I have clicked on Node.js, so now once you have clicked on it, the Node.js link has been opened. Now let's say from further here, if you want to proceed to some more links, like let's say you want to go for register now or something, you can quickly click on it, and you will, all your contents of your application will be loaded within your web view control as a real application is working. You can modify your icon, and you can simply produce these web view controls to convert web applications and web projects as an Android application, and you can upload it on Play Store. Thank you for watching.